I choose to be a better friend, a better sister, a better daughter, a better mother, everything. I try to do better every single day.
Nichol Atkinson was the kind of friend every woman dreams of having. Loyal, intuitive, fiercely protective. She was Shannon's best friend. She knew her routines, her daily habits, her excitement about life, and even the little things like her medications and the shoes she always wore. Nicole had dropped Shanann off at home around 2 a.m. on the 13th of August 2018, after a late business trip, watching her walk safely inside before driving away. Less than 7 hours later, that deep bond kicked in hard. Shanann was supposed to have a prenatal checkup that morning. 15 weeks pregnant, thrilled about the baby boy on the way, buzzing with plans for a gender reveal. Nicole knew how important it was to her. She knew Shanann would never ghost her friends, especially not after a trip when she'd normally text or call to catch up right away. But the morning came, and silence. No response to texts. No calls returned. No social media posts. No check-in after the appointment. To most people, it might have seemed like nothing. Maybe she's sleeping in. Maybe she's busy. But Nicole felt it in her gut. Something was seriously wrong. Her instincts screamed emergency. She didn't wait around wondering or second-guessing. She acted. She reached out harder, then drove straight to the house. When no one answered, she didn't just knock and leave. She peered through windows, tried doors, called out. Everything still there. Shanann's car, purse, phone, medication, shoes. But no Shanann, no girls. That's when Nicole knew this wasn't normal. This was danger. And as a true friend, she refused to let it slide. Nicole didn't wait. She moved. And that one decision destroyed Chris Watts' cover-up in hours and uncovered one of America's most disturbing murders.
This morning at 9, and I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls, and she was very distraught over the weekend, wasn't eating normally or drinking, and we kept trying to force it on her because she's pregnant. Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today.
Okay.
Because I called him, and I was like, have you talked or heard from Shanann since she left for work this morning? Because I can't get a hold of her. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day are by the front door.
So here's the question everyone keeps asking. What made Nichol Atkinson know something was wrong? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It really helps us grow. This is the story of the friend who didn't just check in. She showed up, she stayed, and she refused to leave until she got answers. But the question people keep asking is, would Chris Watts have gotten away with it longer if Nicole hadn't shown up? Those questions don't have comfortable answers. And the deeper you look at that first day, the more you realize how close he came to having time. Nicole didn't just knock once and leave. She stayed. She looked through windows. She tried doors. She called out. And when she couldn't get an answer, she did something most people wouldn't do until much later. She called the police.
All County Communications, this is Stacy.
Hi, Stacey. My name's Nicole, and I'm calling because I'm concerned about a friend of mine. I dropped her off at her house at 2 in the morning last night because we were out of town together, and we were on the way back from the airport, and she was having issues, and she's pregnant, and I haven't been able to get a hold of her this morning, and I've gone to her house, and her car's there, and stuff like that, but she won't answer the door, she won't answer phone calls, she won't answer text messages, and I'm just really, really concerned. And she had a doctor's appointment this morning, and she didn't go to it, and I don't know what to do. I've called him and talked to him, and he said that she went on a play date with her other 2 daughters, but, like, if she went on a play date, they're both in car seats. Why would she not take her car?
Perfectly understandable. Do you happen to know her address, Nicole?
I'm asking to stand outside her house. It's 2825 Saratoga Trail in Frederick. And then I said, like, Chris, can you just come home and check to make sure she's okay? Because the shoes she wears every single day are right inside her door.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, I'll be there in 30 minutes. Well, that was 45 minutes ago. And I called him and asked him again, can you please come home? And he's like, I'm 45 minutes out.
Okay. Nicole, I'll go ahead and put a call in. I just need you, if you could please repeat her address to make sure I have it entered correctly.
2825 Saratoga. It's SARCOGATR.
Okay.
I think stands for trail.
When police arrived at the house, the situation became instantly tense. Nicole was there explaining what was happening, explaining that Shanann wouldn't just disappear, that she had a doctor's appointment, that her car was here, her phone was here, but she wasn't.
This morning at 9, and I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls, and she was very distraught over the weekend, wasn't eating normally or drinking, and we kept trying to force it on her because she's pregnant. Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today.
Okay.
Because I called him, and I was like, have you talked or heard from Shanann since she left for work this morning? Because I can't get a hold of her. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day are by the front door.
She only has one vehicle?
No, they only have the one vehicle in his work truck.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. There's not
The
a...
girls and went on a play date, but they're 4 and 2. She went on a play date. Why wouldn't she take in a car? They're both in car seats. And she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and she didn't go to the doctor's appointment.
Okay. No answer on the phone. Husband's on his way.
Supposedly, but he said that 30 minutes ago, and I called him again, and he said he was 45 minutes out still.
Nicole didn't act like someone who was just worried. She acted like someone who already sensed something darker. She was watching everything. And when Chris arrived, the atmosphere shifted.
I'm here. Hang on.
Yeah, get me on the phone.
Okay, get Matt.
Scott, how you doing?
How's it going?
So this is the only vehicle she would have?
Only one that, yeah.
She would drive? Okay.
Chris opened the house, and the police began checking, room by room, closets, everywhere. No answers.
Code for. I'm checking the house for consent.
Down her phone.
Oh. Well, shoot. Any friends you know she would be hanging out with?
I mean,
I know, I guess her
Amanda,
parents are out of state.
across country, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's not happening. She can play with it. It's cool. All the girls' blankies are gone. Their blankies they sleep with, they don't leave anywhere without them.
Good. Nothing else appears to be missing though, just
No.
stuff you'd take for a quick trip.
You have full rings. Her phone.
Her phone's here?
Yeah, okay.
Her phone's here.
Does she work?
Yeah, she works from
From
home.
home.
Oh, from home?
She works, this is her lifeline. So yeah, that thing turns back on, it's gonna start blowing up. Oh yeah, trust me.
Krista.
It was shut down?
She's in the fire. Yeah.
And while officers are inside trying to figure out where a pregnant woman and 2 children could have gone, a neighbor across the street mentions something else. Security cameras. And that was when Chris Watt's mood changed completely.
Tell him I'll be there in just a minute.
Nothing on there.
What's that?
Nothing on there.
You just have to
My
get back
camera.
in the truck up to the drive.
Lay down. Loaded my stuff up in my coolers, my water jugs, my book bag, my computers, some of the tools that I had from the toolbox. I knew I was going to have to do some pumping into rubbers today. That's why I was out so far.
Is this on continually
Yep.
recording?
Yep. Well,
It's not, is it
any
motion or is it?
event,
Okay, so it's motion.
Any motion event that happens, I get cars driving from this street, and this is him at 517.
I usually park out there on the side. I just want to get everything back in. Be easier, so lugging everything out there, all the tools that I had to bring in.
The playback showed Chris Watts in his driveway, backed up to his truck, moving back and forth between the house and the vehicle. At one point, Chris appears to load something into the truck, not clearly visible, not identifiable, but deliberate, careful, controlled. It's not the behavior of a man rushing to work, but the behavior of someone handling something that matters, something heavy, something he doesn't want seen. Chris immediately walked back and forth, hands on his head, then in his pockets, glancing at officers, glancing at Nicole. The footage left the neighbor and Nicole suspicious of Chris, as he never parked his truck at that exact spot. Chris, however, claimed he parked there just to load some heavy tools into his truck. But Chris never breaks down, never collapses, never looks like a man whose pregnant wife and children have vanished. Instead, he looks like a man watching a situation slip out of his control. At one point, he stands off to the side, rocking slightly, like he's rehearsing something in his head. You can almost see him calculating what to say, what not to say, how to look concerned without looking guilty.
It'll be code 4.
Yeah, we can pick up cars coming this way. I get anything coming this way and making this turn. So, and usually at night I pick up the cars pulling a U-turn. So, unless they pulled right here,
Yeah.
but I would have caught her walking out. Diesel.
You're good.
But yeah, I thought nothing.
Nothing for the rest of the day.
No, that's it.
She's pregnant as well.
How far along?
15 weeks. That's why her friend said it was.
You just want to go talk to him? I'm going to get his info real quick.
Not after.
No.
He's never fidgety. He's never rocking back and forth. And if you look, he never loads his stuff in and out of the garage ever.
Right.
And it doesn't look like he came from right here. It looks like he came from down the street. And then the other thing that doesn't make sense is why would he pull past this part? You can see him pull past. It just seems kind of odd to me. Why would he pull the truck up and go to the garage?
Right.
Yeah, I've never seen him pull back.
I've never seen him. If he loads his stuff, he normally just walks back and forth because I get him on camera.
What does he usually load up?
All he usually has is a lunch box and a book bag, looks like a computer, and usually a water jug. That's it. But the fact that he was in here and explaining to it over and over and over,
Well, odd.
but he doesn't look worried. He looks like he's trying to cover his tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if he's loading his stuff, why isn't he walking back and forth? But I can't see what he's doing in the back of the truck because he pulled into the garage. And he knows my camera's there.
Any other neighbors have cameras around here, you know?
I'm sure a bunch of them do, but not that I know of.
Okay.
What we see next is the same performance, just with a microphone in his face. Because the person who should be panicking wasn't panicking. Chris was calm, and it wasn't the calm of innocence. It was the calm of someone trying to control a scene, trying to manage a narrative, trying to stay ahead of the questions. But Nicole was right there, and she wasn't buying it.
Watch these. What would you like to tell your wife and your kids?
Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring her back.
One of the details that people always mention is the way Chris looked at Nicole that day. It's not a normal look. It's something colder, like he knows she's a problem, like he can feel his mask slipping. Because Nicole wasn't nodding along. She wasn't accepting his calm voice. She was standing there like a wall, and Chris couldn't move past her. Because Nicole wasn't guessing. She was certain something was wrong, and she had the access and knowledge to prove it. A lot of people online debate one question. Would Chris Watts have gotten away with murder if Nicole didn't show up? The answer is complicated. He was always going to get caught. The bodies, the evidence, the timeline, it was all going to unravel eventually. But Nichol sped it up so fast. Chris didn't even get a chance to build his lie properly. Because think about what Chris still needed to do that morning. He needed to stage a believable disappearance. Create distance between himself and the crime. He needed time to think, time to plan, time to build a story that would hold up for at least a few days. But instead, Nicole and the police were at the house before noon. His timeline collapsed. His room to maneuver disappeared. And the biggest problem for Chris was that now he had to explain Shanann's disappearance, while her best friend was standing right there, watching him. If you're still watching, please like this video and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Here's the part that people don't talk about enough. Nicole didn't just do one thing that day. She did multiple things that mattered. She noticed the silence early. She went to the house. She didn't leave when no one answered. She involved police immediately. She stayed involved throughout the day. Most people would have delayed at least one of those steps. Waited a little longer, given it more time, assumed the best. Nicole didn't. And because she didn't, Chris Watts lost control of the timeline. He lost control of the narrative. And from that moment on, he was never truly in charge again. Nichol Atkinson was a loyal friend. And on the worst day of Shanann Watts' life, when it mattered most, she showed up. There's a question that people who follow this case keep asking. What if Shanann had stayed at Nicole's house that night? What if she had one more day? We'll never know. But what we do know is this. Nicole did everything right after Shanann vanished. She moved faster than Chris expected, faster than most people would. And that speed, that refusal to wait, that insistence that something was wrong, is the reason this case unraveled so quickly. Because killers depend on hesitation. Nicole overreacted, and that overreaction was exactly what was needed to happen. It meant Chris Watts didn't get days to build his story. He didn't get weeks to cover his tracks. He didn't even get a full morning to think clearly. By the time the sun set on August 13th, his lies were already falling apart. And by August 15th, he confessed. Less than 48 hours. That's how long Chris Watts' new life lasted. The life he killed his family for. The fresh start. The freedom. The escape from responsibility. It lasted less than 2 days. Chris Watts murdered his wife and daughters, thinking it would give him a new beginning. But instead, The first crack in his plan came from the one person he never considered a threat. A friend. A friend who knew something was wrong and wouldn't let it go. In a case filled with horror, with unimaginable cruelty, with a man who chose his own comfort over his children's lives. Nichol Atkinson's actions stand out as one of the only moments that feels like justice. The kind of justice that comes from loyalty, from love, from refusing to accept a lie when you know the truth is darker. Chris didn't even get to enjoy the silence he created. Nichol Atkinson made sure of that. Nichol Atkinson didn't solve the case alone. She didn't find the bodies. She didn't extract the confession. But she did something just as important. She forced the truth to start moving immediately. She refused to let Chris have the one thing he needed most: time. And once the truth started moving, Chris Watts couldn't stop it. If you made it to the end, thank you for staying with me. Do you think Chris would have lasted longer without Nicole's intervention? Or was he always going to crack that fast? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more cases like this.